What's up guys, welcome back. So, day 1 of Worlds is over, the live stream like just ended 2 hours ago pretty much. So yeah, let's take a look. So first of all, for day 1, let's dig in for the top 8, so which are the final 8 players remaining here for the main event, that is. And of course, first of all, the sources, we have, you know, the Konami live stream itself, link will be in the video description if you happen to miss that one. Day 2 will of course also be streamed, again, link will be in the video description. We have Carloncho's store for some information, let me double check Reddit as well, and I have to look up the name just to make sure. Unknown Chaser has like a thread, with a lot of information. Again, link will be in the video description, and that's something I, at least the coverage from Konami was definitely good. You know, we had the live stream, and in the past we had like 0 live streams from this, you know, from one of them, at least the biggest, the most prestigious event of the year, from Yugioh being the World Championship. But back in the old school days with like Metagame.com, we did have written coverage, and that's something that this year, and I believe the previous years as well, we pretty much lacked, and that's, you know, something that the coverage team can definitely add throughout the next years, right? And next to something like a live stream, which was, by the way, much better, I think, compared to last year. Since I think I can remember from last year is that there was a lot of time in between matches and a lot of waiting, like an hour between like matches, so that's something that this year that was definitely different, at least from my experience. So for the coverage, the live streams again were good. They had different commentators, different teams with their own expertise, so again that's props, that's definitely very good. But at least if I can give a suggestion, written coverage, right? Since now looking up the decks, looking up the players, I have to heavily rely on social media, Yu-Gi-Oh! Edition Singapore as well, the page on, you know, on Facebook, sometimes having like a post on Facebook for some updates, and Reddit as well for some information. And sometimes we had, during the live stream, we had, I think it was Robert Boyajin, also was leaking some information about like which decks the players were playing, or some matchups in the other, at least during or in between rounds. So that's again like the biggest downside for me for this was the lack of written coverage, but still, live stream, link will be in the video description. Before we go into the top 8, first of all, we had a winner of last year. I'm not really sure what again his record was, but you know, Ryosuke from Japan, you know, won last year with Dinosaurs, and he already put up his deck list from this year. He played Altergeist. Altergeist was quite of a popular pick this year at the World Championship from all the deck lists and decks already known. Again, props to Unknown Chaser here on Reddit, is that, at least from what I can gather here, is both Altergeist and Goukis were pretty much like the popular decks going into the main event, and at least, and I'm speaking for myself here, I think it was Goukis that, you know, got the most votes, as in the most, at least that it was going to be the most popular deck here at this year's Worlds. You know, the deck was pretty much unharmed, right? But same for Altergeist, and of course we European players can use Link Rebo here in this event. So from the current statistics, the current numbers, it seems that both Altergeist and Goukis were the most popular picks here on day 1. Of course, a couple of Sky Strikers as well, and one somewhat strange pick, I guess. We had Walter Duel, should be North American World Championship champion, indeed, the World Champion, the North American World Champion from this year, playing Paleozoics. That might seem a strange pick, since, if I'm not mistaken, with the World's Forbidden and Limited list, Totally Awesome should be at 1, right? But again, heavily Floodgates, that's probably one of those reasons why Walter picked that particular deck. But well, anyway, he didn't at the top 8, so that's fine, I guess. Well, back to the winner, right? So going for the deck that he played, again, Altergeist. Link will be in the video description, again, for more information. Then for the top 8 breakdown, I believe the most the more interesting topic here of the video. 8 players, again, managed to top 8, or at least the 8 players are known. The first one here is Galileo Deobaldia. This, as you're seeing here in the picture, this is indeed his 4th qualification for Worlds. I'm not really sure if there are any other players that managed to qualify themselves this much, right, for the World Championship. So Gally's top 8 match again was on the live stream a couple of moments ago, but he lost to Bodan. So again, Gally played Gouki's, as you saw probably on the live stream, again one of the popular picks, right? And if we see at the top 8 breakdown, Gouki's again as pretty much expected, being like half of the top 8 cut, followed by the 2 Altergeist lists. Again, as I mentioned before, both Gouki and Altergeist were pretty much the most represented decks in, you know, in day 1 in this particular tournament, followed by 1 pure Trickster build, 1 pure Trickster player, and of course 1 pure Sky Striker list as well. So that's a pretty diverse top 8. And if we take a look at the top 4 is even more diverse. We have 4 different decks. Not really sure if this, well, this is probably definitely has happened in the past, but still, having 4 different decks here in the top 4 cut is personally something I did not expect. So again, back to Gally. So Gally played Gouki's at Worlds, but lost in his top 8 match against Bodan from Australia. I believe he was the runner-up at this year's Australian, or at least the Oceanic World Championship qualifier. But as you saw probably in the live stream, Bodan played Altergeist, you know, also a lot of floodgates, and I believe he won game number 1 against Gally, lost game number 2, but game number 3 he quickly gained the advantage over Gally. So sadly Gally lost, but still 4 Worlds participation spots. It's insane. The next player we have here, at least for the top 8, he lost in the top 8, is a player from Japan, is Akira or Arikawa Ryuhei, I believe, from Japan. He also decided to play Gouki's, again one of the Japanese OCG participants. Then for the top, another player here, indeed top 4, I believe indeed the only European player managed to top 8, and that was Francesco Simoncelli from Italy, and Francesco also decided to play Gouki's, if I'm not mistaken. So again, props to him, rooting definitely for him, for Europe to take it home, right? And also, yeah, Francesco, some side information, Francesco was the runner-up at this year's European World Championship qualifier. The next player here, we have Jesse Dean Cotton. Jesse Dean, at least you know this, again, for a very familiar player. He won YCS London earlier this year in 2017. He managed to qualify himself for Worlds thanks to at least the top player with the World qualification points from the States. So again, Jesse ended up top 8 and lost, I believe, against Tricksters. Jesse was playing Gouki's, by the way, so one of the 4 Gouki players. Then we have the South Korean player. Again, I'm not going to butcher his name. Jung Sung Chul, I believe his name is. I believe he managed to qualify himself with Pendulums in the South Korean World Championship qualifier. But Jung managed to qualify himself here for the top 4, I believe. No, he wasn't playing against Jesse. Anyway, so Jung indeed played Sky Strikers, so the only pure Sky Striker build left here in the top 4. 2 players remaining. First of all, another Japanese player from Japan, Akira Hosaka, I believe his name is. A top 8, ended up top 8, lost in top 4, also played Gouki's. So I believe the last Gouki player still standing here. Since the last player here, top 4, props to Yugioh Edition Singapore here for this picture. Very cool picture with Joshua as well here in the background. Top 4, so his next matchup, again, I'm not really sure which his next opponent is, but here Wang Cheng was from Taiwan, by the way, was playing pure Tricksters. He beat Jesse Dean Cotton in the top 8, by the way. So very interesting, pure Tricksters, since that's definitely not something I personally expected to take it all the way to, in this case, the top 4 spot, right? Joshua Smith is also someone I mentioned before. He went 3-2, if I'm not mistaken, as he posted here on Facebook. So I'm definitely rooting for Francesco here as the only European player left in the top 4 cut. Again, feel free, like always, to leave your predictions. So which player is going to take it all, which deck is going to take it all. The live stream should start, you know, within the next 24 hours, right? Night time, European time. So again, check out the link in the video description if you want more information about that. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Likem signing out. Peace.